Welcome to Let's Talk It Out. I'm Daphne Harris and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about fitness, and who better to have that conversation with none other than the number one trainer in Indy, Renee Kelly. Thank you so much for being on my channel. You know, I was watching the news the other day, and they was talking about how fitness is fat shaming. You know, when you talk about fitness, when you talk about losing weight, trying to get healthy, it's fat shaming. So, tell everyone, how did you get started in fitness?
Okay, well, I got started because my mom had gotten really sick. My mom passed away at 49 years old. And so after that, I became very health conscious because I always felt like, that maybe I would be sick as well. So I started working out, going to the gym, got a trainer. Also was very motivated by seeing some of the other people in the gym who were very fit. And I was like, man, I kind of want to look like that. I had no clue until I actually went into the gym, what fit looked like. And so to see the women who worked out and see their bodies, and the guys as well. And so I started with a trainer, worked out with that trainer for about a year. Then I started doing competition.
Started doing competition?
Yes, myself. So I started doing first figure, and I did bodybuilding, and I won some shows, and I really got into it. It made me happy, and so that's pretty much my story. Went into the gym, started working out, then doing the competitions. It made me feel good about myself, and of course, it changed me, my body a lot, and that's how I got started.
So when you started doing competitions, is that what made you decide that you wanted to start training women in fitness?
Yes, pretty much. From there, a lot of people were asking, how did I get my body like that? How did you get your muscles? They see your arms all toned and your body changing, your legs and your behind. And so I would tell them the things that I did nutritionally, and also, how important it was for me to start lifting weights, and just me helping friends. I would help them, give them little plans to do, help them with nutrition. And then from there, I just figured, I was working as a dental hygienist for many years, but then I decided to get certified as a personal trainer because I had so many people who had questions all the time. So I got into that, got into nutrition, and it went from there. That's how it started.
So you really did transform your body from just working out, clean eating, and just maintaining.
Yes, that's it. That's how I transformed because I was overweight for a while, particularly after I had my children. I have two boys, and they were young, and I was overweight. Always, I still remember the day. I tell people all the time, one of the things that even got me really going into the gym, besides the death of my mother, was going into the dressing room and unable to fit any outfit that I was trying on. I cried. I remember that day I came out of the dressing room because I couldn't find anything that looked really good on me. And I was very upset with myself, and I didn't understand. I was like, how did I gain this much weight? And so that started me. That day I promised myself that I was going to make some changes as well. And so it took off from there, and I never looked back.
So how important is nutrition versus exercise, or are they equally important, or can you do one without the other?
First, nutrition is everything. It cannot be ignored, and you need to put special attention of it. You cannot change the structure of your body without good nutrition. I should say that, basically nutrition is just pretty much the foundation. It's the head of having a very fit body. And you have to be consistently working on your nutrition always, because if you eat too many calories, you're going to gain weight. If you don't eat enough calories, you're going to lose lean muscle mass. So it's very important for you to pay attention to how you do your nutrition. And as far as what, if it's just as important, I would say it's just as important, or probably a little bit more than exercise.
The nutrition.
Yes, because a body to be healthy in general, without exercise, it needs proper nutrition. It needs certain vitamins and minerals. It needs water. So those things alone will keep a body decently healthy. The exercise is there to get you more fit, to help with your heart, because you want to do cardiovascular exercise to help you have a stronger heart and better lungs, better lung capacity. And then you want to do strength training so that you have enough lean muscle mass to support stronger bones, to help keep your metabolism up. And of course, with more lean muscle mass, your body just looks much better.
Right. Okay. And so you were saying, like, I hear a lot of people think that they can just lose weight just by doing cardio.
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking about calories. Explain that as far as, like, how do you know, like, when it comes to calories, the calorie deficit, and how do you know how many calories to take in and how many calories to lose so that you're not losing muscle?
I try to keep it simple, particularly for the clients that I work for, because there's a lot, there's a lot of whole big thing about macros and understanding them and how much proteins, carbohydrates, and fats are put into your body. But I tell people this: let's keep it simple and let's be real about it. In life, we have so many things going on. So the best way to do your nutrition, I feel, is more important to eat clean calories than to count your calories.
Mm-hmm.
If you're eating clean calories and balancing your calories, which basically means that clean is eating things that are whole in nature. They are like, for example, an apple is whole, but then if you're like having apple juice, that's not whole. It's got additives and sugar and things that your body don't need. So an apple would be an example of something clean. Like chicken, the breast meat, that's going to be the leanest part of the chicken. It's better to have chicken breast than it is to have processed chicken nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
So it's better to have fruit and nuts as a snack than to have a granola bar that says fruit. It has fruit and nuts in it. So our goal, your goal, or our goal should be to have calories that are very simple, less ingredients, and whole in nature. So nuts, fruit, vegetables, lean meats, fish, eggs, things like that. The more you can eat like that and be consistent with eating like that, your body's going to be healthier. That's like very important. So balancing those calories out too is important, which means that our body needs lots of nutrients. So we want to make sure that you're having a combination of good carbohydrates. Examples of that would be like fruit is our carbohydrates, so fruit is whole. Vegetables, lots and lots. It's very important to eat lots of greens, particularly green vegetables in your diet. Then also the complex carbohydrates, the ones that give you energy. So like whole grains are important. You can have rice, potatoes, yams. Those foods are all whole in nature, and so those are important to have for energy. The protein, which is like the meat sources and the nuts and the eggs, that's important to build lean muscle mass. So you need that. You need good carbohydrates, fruits, vegetables, and complex whole and whole grains. And then you need also good fats in your diet. Good fats are like, for example, olive oil is a good fat. Salmon is a good fat. Tuna is a good fat. Flaxseed. Our goal is to have as much healthy fat, because fat is like another form of energy for our body. Also, good fats are important for our bodies because fat insulates us, but we want to make sure we're getting good healthy fats. So it's better to balance and eat those things. Eat a little protein, eat some good carbohydrates, eat some good fats throughout your day. And so a day would look like, in the morning, eggs. So you can have eggs with oatmeal, because then you got the protein and a good carbohydrate. Not the processed oatmeal. We're talking about oatmeal that you can add yourself. Not the instant that says apple and cinnamon and brown sugar. I'm talking about oats that you would add like berries on top. And then a good example at lunch of something whole to eat would be like maybe a large salad, and then you add a protein on it, because a salad is your carbohydrate, fibers, carbs, and then you have chicken on top. And then dinner, a good example of a good meal to eat would be a good fat. So salmon, and then maybe some sauteed vegetables with that, sauteed mushrooms, on your plate. So you eat whole, and then a snack. Throw a snack in there as well. You can have like an apple and nuts.
Not a cookie.
You can have a cookie here and there. So we always want to make room.
Next question.
Yes, we can always make room for a cookie, but
because it has to be sustainable. Like, how do you sustain that meal plan on a regular? Like, say if I'm eating like that on a regular, and if I have a cheat day versus a cheat meal, does that set me back? Because my husband was actually like, so ask her, like, when is it a good time? Because if you're eating like this, if you're sustaining this meal plan, and then you decide to have a cheat day, and then you get back on the next day, when you're working out and burning calories, are you burning off just the junk you ate? Or, like, how does that work?
Well, first of all, think about this. Our body burns first when we're exercising what's readily available. So that means the calories that you've consumed last. That's what it's going to burn first.
The last calories. So
calories.
Not necessarily the bad calories, just the last
calories. And so, so let's just say this. Yes, you can have a cheat day if that's what you want, But typically, if you're only having a cheat day here and there, you're going to be okay. But as long as you're doing a combination of a couple of things. Be a regular exerciser. Lift some weights. Do your cardio. Don't eat bad all the time. One cheat day is not going
to set you back.
It's not going
to make you gain all of your weight
but
back.
if you have a lot of cheat days and you continuously do those, that's what sets you back.
So how do you know how much protein you're supposed to have per day? Like, how do you figure that out?
Well, simple. First of all, just eat it. Just eat quality protein every time you eat. That's number one. But if you want more to be more into exactly how much you're taking in, then what you would do is typically about a gram per pound of body weight is very good for a body, particularly a body that exercise regularly, because when you're exercising, you're lifting weights, your body needs that protein to help the muscle grow and change. So I would just say, if you're trying to calculate like how much protein I should have, the best thing you can do in a more simple way is to download an app like MyFitnessPal or Lose It and put in, how much protein you're eating at each meal. And then it'll help you calculate, because once you put in your age, your height, and all these different factors, it helps you to calculate about how much you need per day.
So do you think intermittent fasting is good?
Yes, I think it works for people to eat between a certain number of hours. But again, I feel like this. I feel like you don't have to still see a healthy, fit body. Just from my own experience and me training over the years, it's more like a diet that's not sustainable, because people are not always going to eat between 12 and 8 o'clock, because life happens where sometimes you may be hungry before that, or you've worked out so you're starving and so you don't want to wait until that time, or your family may be going out to eat, or just so many different things that could change that. So it's just more important to eat. Again, I will always go back to just healthy, clean calories. You can eat those at 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning. You're still going to get a healthy body, instead of always creating these new fads, intermittent fasting or doing our keto or this and that and other, or 1 meal a day. And definitely don't do 1 meal a day, because that slows down your metabolism.
Exactly.
Yes. I mean, it works initially because you are in a deficit, but eventually what happens is it slows down your metabolism. Your body starts to think, oh, she's starving. So then you'll stop losing weight or stop changing.
So okay, a lot of women, I used to be one of them women who always said, I don't want to lift weights. I don't want to bulk up, because you think the second you start lifting weight, you're going to look like a bodybuilder. But how important is it to lift weights? Because so many women, they'll say, oh, I'm not lifting weights because my knees hurt or my shoulders hurt, or I can't do this because my back hurts. So how important is it to lift weights?
It is very, very important to lift weights for several reasons. First of all, when you lift weights and you're maintaining more lean muscle mass, it actually helps you to fight off some of the body fat. People are trying to diet, when if they just learn how to exercise and add that lean muscle mass. It keeps your metabolism up. It helps to decrease your body fat. Your body looks better. It looks better in your clothes and especially out of your clothes. And so there's a lot of benefits to it. So why not lift weights? But it's very important. You want to lift weights because that's the only way that you're going to either maintain or increase your lean muscle mass. Women want to look good. They want their butts to look good. They want their legs to look good. They want their arms. They want their backs to look good. Well, those things can't look good if you don't do enough resistance training. You have to train your back with weights. You have to train your arms. You got to train your legs. You want to train your butt so that those things come together. They're nice and shapely. And, it's evident on me and you and lots of other women that we know that muscle looks good.
You look awesome, even though most people be like, she done had her body done.
Never.
I'm like,
right.
no, listen, I'm not going to keep defending you.
Right.
So I'm like, let's just bring her on my channel so she can talk about all of this and just get it out there. So what do you say to people? Okay, because there are people who are in a position where they just can't exercise. Mm-hmm. So what do you say to them to lose weight? When it comes to like the meal plan, or like what can they do to lose weight if they're not able to get out there and jog or do the cardio or your training classes?
Okay. Well, first, before you go there, let's address me having this work done.
Right.
Okay. No, I have not had work done.
I've been working. Had any work done?
But I've been working. I've been working for lots of years on my body.
Your body.
No, no, but seriously, I've been working for years. So I guess if I can use that as a compliment, that's great. But I've been squatting. The things that you need to build a nice behind, I've got now 20 years of doing it, so it better look like something.
Because I know when I first started, before I started training with you, and I've been training with you now for about 12, 13 years, and I'm just now starting really, and I think it's because I'm getting older and because, God has taken my hair, but he's going to give it back. So I have to keep my body tight. So I just started really just paying attention and being focused and disciplined. But it's because when I first met you, and I was like, man, I remember seeing, I don't know where it was I saw you, and I was like, man, her body is tight. Mm-hmm. And someone was like, that's Renee. And I was like, well, who's Renee? Uh-huh. And I went on your website, and I'm looking at the picture, and I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
And
my
then
before picture?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But then the more I started talking to people and seeing the transformation, that's when I was like, okay, I got to train with this one.
It works. You got to eat right, lift weights, do your cardio. It changes your body.
Okay, so with everything being expensive like it is, so can someone get fit and lose the weight they want to lose with training with you just once a day? Because I hear that all the time. Yeah, once a week. Like, I hear that so much. Like, I want to train with her, but I can't afford, to be taking all them classes. I can't get my body like that with one day a week.
Majority of my clients, I only want to see them once a week. So over the years, I have trained lots of people just once a week. And this is what I've been successful with. My goal has always been to teach you how to train yourself. So you come into the studio so that I can meet with you, work with you on what to do when you're not in the studio. Ultimately, I don't want you coming there forever. I want you to be able to take what I'm teaching you and take it to the gym, because you need to do it more than one day a week anyway. So my goal is always to teach you guys how to train your body, how to lift weights, how to squat, deadlift, lunge, what type of cardio to do, and how to eat. That's it.
What muscles? Because I used to go to the gym.
The front of those muscles, the back muscles, things that that's my goal, is to make sure when you leave FWR, that you have a good understanding on what it is you're training, and several exercises for that muscle group, how to train it, how to keep it intense, how to increase your loads, and then how to, in between do cardio. We all need cardio. Most women, particularly women of color, are not doing enough cardio. I don't know if it's because of the hair or whatever else, but cardio is like great for your body. It's to condition you, it's make your heart stronger, your lungs stronger. You never know who you're gonna have to run away from, so gotta make sure you're well conditioned.
So how would you advise people to maintain their fitness goal or the weight they've lost. Because it seems like when you lose weight, you're on this meal plan and you lose weight, but then the second you even fall off a little bit, now all of the weight is just back.
Well, maintenance is it starts with what you're putting in. You got to in that kitchen, guys. You got to learn how to eat well. That's the first thing. Like majority of my clients are females in between the ages of 40 to 60. And I've always told them, listen, you've got to be real good at understanding there are certain things you've got to pull away from most of the time. Like we don't eat a lot of bread and a lot of sweets. And so if you can stay away from sweets and bread, and when I say breads, it's the cornbread, it's the hot dog buns, it's the cookies, it's the crackers, it's the biscuits, it's the rolls, the pretzel, all of that stuff. That the Cheez-Its, you got to get that out of your house and out of your life for good. What you need to eat, make sure you're doing is just being very consistent and understand that you got to eat a lot of green to keep you lean. You got to eat a lot of good protein. Every time you eat some protein with your meals. You've got to learn how to have smaller portions. You've got to learn how to make sure that those portions are spread out throughout the day. Like more meals should be like somewhere between 300 to 500 calories. But what our mistake is, as women, we try to eat just as much as a man. Mm-hmm. And so when you're eating a plate or going out to a restaurant, a typical restaurant meal is about 2,000 calories. That's the entire day of calories that you should have, period. Like your calories should be like 300 calories here, 500 calories here, 400 calories throughout the day about 4 or 5 times, but it should not ever be 2,000 calories at one time. And that's where we're making a mistake at as women. So we're putting on all this excess, too large meals and eating. So in order for people to maintain, Daphne, they have to understand that it's not hard to. I've been the same 150 pounds for the last 10 years. I either go somewhere about 145 in the summer, because I like to be a little leaner. And then in the winter, I may go up to about 152, 153. But I've been able to maintain it because I understand what's most important is not overeating. So even at times where I'm down or not feeling good and I can't exercise, I'm not going to put on a lot of weight because I understand and I've made it a very habit of just not overeating. I do not ever try to eat the same calories my husband eats.
And that's the reason you have to eat, what is it, every 2 to 3 hours,
yes.
The small meals.
Small meals every few hours throughout your day.
Because I used to give you a hard time about that.
And I told you it works.
it does. Works. Because before my photo shoot, mm-hmm. I've always been between I've always stayed between 130 mm-hmm. and 135. Mm-hmm. But when I started getting to 138, I know now I'm starting to be overweight. And I was always telling you, I don't want to eat that much. That ain't seem like a lot of food. But when I actually ate all of that food, the small portions,
clean calories. The weight
fell
comes off.
I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, it works. It works every time. But, sometimes it's just, it's hard to get women to understand that. And life is busy, children, other obligations. And so they either don't eat or eat the wrong stuff or stopping at fast food. You got to not do that. You have to stay out of a lot of restaurants. Like, if people ask me the name of some restaurants to go to, I'm not the one to ask because I don't choose to eat out a lot. I like to go out. My husband and I, we may go out once a week. It's typically the same type of little deal, but I'm not a big restaurant eater. It's where you get a lot of bad calories because we tend to have appetizers, an alcohol drink, a meal that's, and then a dessert. And that's definitely, 2,000-3,000 calories.
So if I'm eating clean all week, then on the weekend I can have my alcohol.
Yeah, you can splurge on the weekend, don't
maybe
just say.
One day
and also exercising, being around, putting on that muscle. Y'all got to get in there and lift, do those weights. Yes, and enjoy. The thing about it is enjoy this. This is something that's for yes. Mm-hmm. This is for you. This releases good endorphins. It makes you feel good. It makes you less anxious. It gives you something for you to take care of you. There is nothing you can buy, a purse, some expensive shoes, whatever. These material things have to come second nature to you taking care of your health. If you don't take care of your health, then what's the use of all of those things?
Yeah, you're right, and I understand about the lifting weights, because that is really important. Because when I did my photo shoot, I noticed I lost a lot of the weight. I was smaller, and even though
lost body fat,
I lost body fat, but even though I lost the fat, I'm heavier now, but I look better in my clothes now.
Lean muscle mass,
like the asses,
right? Lean muscle mass, yes, and that's what I tell that's what I say as well. It's just like, hey, lift those weights. You're going to look great. It tones, it gives curves to your body. You look good in your jeans, a dress. You look good in everything when you have a fit body.
Okay, before I let you go, what do you tell older women? Older women, because I'm always, especially now that I'm getting older, the thing that I'm always saying is the hard part is over with, because we're not working out to be 20. We're working out so we can enjoy being old. So what do you tell women who, I've had all of that, I've worked out, I've trained with her back in the day, I don't have to do that now, I'm older now. Like, what do you say to that? Because I hear it all.
It's foolish to even say that. These are comments that I'll hear here and there. I used to do that. Well, as long as you're breathing, you want to look good. And so the makeup industry and the shoe industry wouldn't be billions of dollars if women didn't want to look good. So stop finding excuses, and because you want to be healthy. So when people say I used to or I did this, that doesn't make sense. What are you going to next? Medication? Who wants to be on blood pressure medication or have heart disease? Heart disease is the number one killer of women. And so why would you not take care of your body so that you don't develop these things? Who wants to be ill in a hospital or end up with some chronic disease and not feel good? So that doesn't even make sense for someone to say. To me, it doesn't make sense.
Right. So you heard it from Renee Kelly. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
I so appreciate this, because I've been wanting to get you on here and sit down and talk to you and pick your brain, because I get tired of defending not just you, but I also get tired of defending fitness.
Right.
It is insane that you have to defend your fitness.
Right.
Because it's always, well, how much weight you trying to lose, or what are you trying to do, or what? It's frustrating. So I really appreciate you being on my channel.
You have to be around like-minded people.
I know, right?
But keep preaching that word. Somebody, each one teach one. Somebody will get it and enjoy it.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thanks for watching. Let's talk it out. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And please hit that notification button so all of my million subscribers will know when I upload another video. Thanks.